Thank God. The bombs weren't found. That could have been dangerous. Gotta make sure to get these to the Mesopotamians or else we could be in trouble. Welcome, this is Nathan and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are continuing to take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. We start episode 51. In the last video we saw the collapse of the Ottomans, which released 6 new countries. We can see that there's a new fascist country. Wait, let me just bring this up. We can see that there's a new fascist country in the world, along with a couple more full democracies. But most importantly, the Ottomans are gone. They're no longer the strongest country in the world. That goes to India. That's going to be the main point of this video. With India being the strongest country in the world, it has now been about a year since the Ottoman Civil War ended, and the last time the Indians moved was in the invasion of Madagascar. But with the Ottomans gone, the OS disbanded, there is nobody to boss them around. And to be fair, they can do whatever they want. I mean, yeah, what's going to stop them? I mean, the coalition, nobody's really bothering with them. Same goes for Red Australia. Nobody's bothering with them. Red Australia has been invading countries and they've been getting away with it. The Chocolate Team and Burgundy Team, they're doing the exact same thing and they're getting away with it. So this is going to lead to countries around the world who are flawed democracies starting to get... People in them are starting to get ideas. Maybe their ideas being spread by India and the Red Australians and Chocolate Team, who knows? But I think most importantly, the most important topic to talk about is South America. This continent has little to no, foreign influence. Nobody really, I guess America kind of influences it, but they're not strong enough to influence it. But South America's kind of done its own thing in this series. It's done not much. Until now. Because the Blue Brazilian team is having elections. And in those elections, there is a fascist. A democratic, a dictator, and a communist. The communist guy is not popular. But the guys who are popular is the dictator and the fascist. Now, if this was real, the dictator would win, because the dictator is more popular. But because of somebody, the fascist is going to win by a landslide. Yeah, I don't even know what happened to the Democrat. He definitely didn't win. But with that, we have the first ever fascist country in the Americans. Let me just do that. Just like that, we have the first ever fascist country in the Americas. There is no other fascist countries in this entire region. This is the first fascist country. Anyway, we're going to come back down here to Yucatan, because they're having elections, but, you know, their ally is America, so they're not gonna go, there's no way, America's obviously gonna rate the elections for I wouldn't say they rigged it, but the Democrats definitely won for a reason. Anyway, heading straight back down to this Blue Brazilian team, because only a few months after this guy's election, like every fascist country so far we've seen in the world, he immediately begins to invade one of his neighbours, and he's immediately going to be invading the dictator up to the north. This country has done nothing. They're so weak. Have I mentioned that? I guess I kind of have. this country is beginning to get invaded, and this is kind of interesting. This is the first war South America has seen for a while, but sadly, no, with that, nobody's gonna come help these guys. The world is simply recovering from the fact that the Ottomans are gone, and, well, nobody cares about these regional wars, which is kind of the reason the fascists have become so strong. Nobody's doing anything about it. Anyway, in the peace treaty, they fully annex it. So, yeah. We're not done here. We're not done yet. Mostly because we're not done with the ideology map for this episode. Because South Africa is now having elections, and for some reason, there is no Democrat, even though they're for democracy. It is communism, a communist, monarch, and a fascist. Now, the monarch doesn't win. The monarch is stomped, he doesn't win. But the fascist doesn't win, which is interesting, because India is right here, so you'd think India would influence them. But no, the communist is going to be winning. And this is actually our first major country for the communist bloc. South Africa is a decently strong country, and the fact that the fascist bloc just picked them up is quite big. Anyway, I think it's finally time for some more wars, because, well, I haven't even named this era. I don't even know what to call it. I don't think I'm going to name the eras. Before that, though, we're going to come back down to Mesopotamia, because another country is joining this union. Now, in the beginning, it was a union between 3 countries, the blue team, the light blue team, and the red team. But another country has decided that they are going to join Mesopotamia, and this has been actually coming for a while. So it wasn't just like out of nowhere, this has been planned for a while. Now that country is none other than Persia. They're doing this, the similar cultures of the red team, the similar cultures between them and the red team. 2, they border 2 fascist countries, India and the pink team. And they don't want that. Well, technically they border 3 because of this guy. But anyway, they decide to unite with Mesopotamia. Basically making Mesopotamia the Middle East. Now, this is definitely a big pickup for the Mesopotamians. But now, this is where things get complicated. The Mesopotamians now, they border 2 fascist countries up here, and then the strongest country in the world. What do they do about it? They are, the Heart Alliance, damn it. The Heart Alliance still exists, but I just kind of realized that, multiple countries that would be in this are gone. Yeah, anyway, this will be fixed. But anyway, with the fact that, there's only 2 countries left in this alliance, and ignore this, they're not part of it. I'm gonna fix that later. With the fact that there are only 2 members of the Rectangle Alliance, this Heart Alliance, the Rectangle Alliance is gonna look out for more members. Not the Heart Alliance, that thing's probably gonna get disbanded, if I'm being quite honest. So, Which countries will be joining? Well, to begin with, Central Asian Union. No, they're not. But do I call them Central Asian Union? Because they're not. Like, they're not anymore. The purple team, like, I don't know. Speaking of purple team, yes, this purple team up here will be joining. This isn't a military alliance, it's just an economic alliance, so these countries aren't joining the military alliance, they're just joining an economic alliance to share the economy. But that's all that they're going to be able to pick up. So, coming off that layer, coming straight back over to India, because they're making a move. Now, India has definitely, like, dominated the world at this point, like, the fascist bloc, compared to, like, the communist bloc, and the democracy bloc is so, like, different, it's so... Anyway, India is going to be invading the blue team. Yeah, these guys... I feel bad for these guys. They joined the OS and then they just collapsed, and now they're getting invaded. And I'm sorry, but they don't stand a chance. Now, the orange team, or India, is the descendant and successor of the turquoise team. Is this what the turquoise team would have wanted? No. But anyway, this country loses their capital and they don't stand a chance. And the peace treaty, they're fully annexed. Anyway, what I was going to say is, India is huge. They have a lot of different ethnic groups within them. That is for the reason the turquoise team collapsed. But how are they keeping it together? Well, by force. They're simply doing horrible stuff to their people. Yeah. Look, this country isn't good. Like, remember this, they're not good. They're fascists. Fascism's not good. They're not treating the people with care like the Mesopotamians are. They're keeping these people together by force. Which, you know, could lead to the downfall of it, but right now it's not. It's not the most stable country in the world. The most stable country in the world goes from the Mesopotamians now, because, you know, the Ottomans exploded. Anyway, coming over to the chocolate team. Are they going to be making a move for themselves? Well, with the Ottomans gone, they feel like they can do whatever they want. You know, there's not really anybody to stop them. Yes, the Algerians are down here, but who's going to stop them? Like, nobody's going to do a coalition. So the chocolate team decides that it's time to get revenge one last time. They decide it's time to finally get rid of this country once and for all. The chocolate team will begin a full-scale invasion of the cyan team. Now what they're doing in the cyan team is not what I'm not even going to say. They are literally, the president just said to the army, kill everything, kill everybody, kill everything, destroy everything. That is all he said. And once this news gets out to the public, there are going to be two countries that decide that they are going to try and oh my god, there are two countries that decide that they're going to jump in on this war to save the people. To begin with, the green team, who has not made a move for like ages, is going to begin to send their troops in to take over some land. But also Poland, who's going to send troops in. Now, yes, that these guys are democracies, but they don't want to see this happen to the people. Now, the world sees this, and the world is disgusted, and there are some countries who think something should happen, but who knows? Stuff isn't happening right now. Nobody seems to really care enough to do anything. But anyway, these two countries will not be able to make it in time to save all the people, as the capital is taken, the leader is hung in front of his own people, which, yeah, that's something. The chocolate team will absolutely obliterate the poor cyan team. And as we can see, there is no hope for the cyan team. They get absolutely obliterated. So around here, we see that these two meet up. So the green team meets up, and Poland meets up. Now, is the chocolate team going to invade them? No, they won't, because that would probably actually get a coalition formed against them. They are already looking like getting a coalition formed against them, but they're not right now. I mean, most of Europe is actually like on that bridge of actually forming a coalition. So let's take a look at this peace treaty. Taking a look at this peace treaty, we're going to begin with the green team, who'll be annexing all this land. They've actually made a move. A country who has been neutral for ages has actually just made a move. Crazy, I know, but yeah. The green team did this because they knew that what the chocolate team was doing was absolutely atrocious. Poland will be taking all this land by here. I hate the fact this happens. And for the chocolate team, they'll be annexing the most important regions of land, being all this. Now, after this war is over, multiple countries in the world begin to point out that the fascists have just been getting away with what they're doing. And that is true. And remember what I said. There was a lot of certain countries who came together in a meeting. I don't actually remember all the countries, but I know that there were multiple I named. Such as Mesopotamia, the Celtic Union, Mesopotamia, Finland, America, and some other unknown countries all came together. Those unknown countries are now known. So I think Siberia, yeah, I think Siberia was part of that. The South Chinese Union was part of it. Vietnam is part of it. As well as Algeria. And this, what they started is hopefully going to be a way to stop the spread of fascism and communism. These countries begin to buff up the military. All the countries that are involved that I just named begin to buff up the military. More and more training is being put in place. By looks at it, these countries are preparing for something. Not known yet, but they are preparing for something which nobody knows. But all these countries give to the world, except for the fascist countries, is prepare your military. Because something is coming. That something is unknown. But it very well could be the fascists versus the democracies. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.